Woo, woo. Yeah, yeah. Welcome back to Cryptowise, my friends. My name is Marvin, and I will be your captain for this episode. That is right. I will be your captain for this episode. And we are talking about altcoins and how altcoins, it appears that altcoins are about to make some parabolic moves. The market is ripening for some crazy action here. Will it go down? Will it go up? I don't know. But one thing's for sure, things are heating up, and they're heating up in the right way. We've got Bitcoin back up at 39,000. It did go over 40, went up to 40, just shy of 41, I believe. But it came back down a bit. But this has been, look at this consolidation that's been happening over the last little bit here. Look at this. Unbelievable. And we see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green days on the BTC chart. Now listen, I want to tell you something, Cryptowisers. We're going to talk about some interesting things on this episode. But before we do, please do us a huge favor and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click on that little bell, because that bell is going to give you real-time alerts on Cryptowise. And of course, you know, follow us on Twitter. If you're a tweeter or a twop, it's at Cryptowise Daily. And of course, our Telegram as well, 24/7 on Telegram, Cryptowise community. We love you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. And our community continues to grow, and that's at Cryptowise Official. So join us there as well. Now, look, the market is doing some really interesting things. I don't know if you've been paying attention, if you went, you know, if you got really scared and you left, or you're just coming back, or you're watching from the sidelines, or whatever the hell you're doing, or maybe you're even new to crypto. But I can tell you there's a lot going on, and it's really, really important to stay tuned to what's happening. Because if you remember what happened just months ago with the market and altcoins, where people were making 100x's, 1000x's, 10,000 x's on altcoins, well, gear up, because this bull isn't over yet. And until it is, there can be some serious legs up. And we are predicting that there is a serious leg to come in the very near future. Looking at our beloved Polkadot, Polkadot at $14 and 14.6, so $14.61. Now look, I want to make full disclosure here. I am longing Polkadot. I've got a $437,000 notional size long on Polkadot, which I plan to keep open until DOT at least hits $20. That's my target to take profit on this trade. And so we'll see if I have the balls to stay in it. I've been, as you know, for those of you that have stuck around with the channel, you know, I've had some really bad beats in the last 6 months in the perpetual futures markets. But I've also had some really nice gains over the last last month or so. Now, and guys, number one thing, I'm not promoting leverage trading whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I think I don't think it's the thing to be doing. I don't. I think leverage trading is simply gambling. But I'm a bloody gambler, okay? I tend to be a smart entrepreneur. Listen, I have a lot of spot assets. Almost all the real money I've made in crypto has been spot investing in long-term projects that I believe have a big future long-term. But I do want to be transparent in the sense that, you know, things have been down, right? I got hit hard when the market went down. And since then, I've been day trading on futures. Now, I've done pretty well. I'm back and forth. But one thing's for sure, I'm so bullish on the fact that DOT has a long-term future that I'm putting a long on, and you can see it right there. So that's how bullish I am on DOT, and we'll keep an eye on that. We'll check back in on that as we go. Now, there's been a lot of talk about PulseChain. So if you have heard of PulseChain. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Most people that have been paying attention, if you're watching Crypto Banter, if you're watching BitBoy, Crypto, or any of the big boys, Mr. PulseChain, Richard Hart, has been on pretty much every show the last couple months pushing PulseChain. Now, PulseChain only has a few days left during the sacrifice. The sacrifice. No, that's not it. There it is. The sacrifice, right? Very interesting what's going on. Now, I'll tell you a few things, okay? One thing, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you that I did sacrifice a little bit for PulseChain. I did. Why? Again, I do like to gamble. And I do believe that, hype and FOMO are real, and you can make a lot of money riding those waves. Now, that is not to say that I believe in what PulseChain is and what they're doing. And I'm not suggesting you go and sacrifice or buy PulseChain at all. As a matter of fact, I think that PulseChain might be one of the most elaborate scams, so to speak. I don't want to call it a scam because I don't think necessarily the intention, maybe it is, but I don't want to call it a scam because I don't know for sure. No one knows. Well, one thing's for sure is there's someone at the head of it. This guy, Richard Hart. If you haven't seen him,
how much money do you think has come into
this
the
is him
sacrifice
here.
phase so more? I thought
this is Richard. Now,
and the Hex guys were.
I was doing some research on Mr. Hart here, right? And Mr. Hart's very interesting.
Contest, so to speak.
I've got nothing bad to say about him personally. I don't know him. Never spoken to him.
Blockchains are.
One thing I do know is, if I look at his background, he's got a Game of Thrones / pimp / jewelry dealer. I don't know. And some Beauty and the Beast with the chandelier there, or the candles. I mean, he's got 8 Rolexes on display to show you how much money this guy makes. And that's, to me, that's part of what they're doing. And it's smart. Listen, I mean, I'm going to talk about PulseChain here, but it is smart. What he's doing is clever. He's showing you how much money they've made. Now, Richard Hart is also behind something else called Hex, right? And so I'm sure, I know our community is deep into crypto. And so you probably are aware of Hex. Now, when I'm looking at the chart of Hex, they did really, really well. I mean, some guys got in at less than a penny. It peaked up here. Where was its peak? Its peak, 18 cents, back down to 12. Ton of Hex staked. It's got 24 million in volume. A lot of people have made a lot of money in Hex, right? And so PulseChain is his new project. And PulseChain speaks. Why PulseChain? Well, here's a few interesting things. And so this is either brilliant marketing to capture people like me who just can't miss the opportunity to make 1000x if it's there, and the people that are anti-institution, right? Donate. Essentially, he's saying donate to PulseChain, sacrifice your money for our freedom. Because here, look, earlier and larger sacrifices get more points. I want to, where is this? Donations sent to addresses may be tax deductible for you. We've raised $25 million for medical research so far. Now, that is kind of cool. So part of their sacrifice, part of the money from the sacrifice, so to speak, is going to charity. Now, I haven't seen the money actually flow to a charity, but that's what they're claiming. Over 26 million, I think he said yesterday night, has gone to charity. And if that's the case, that's pretty cool. But at the same time, they've got over close to $700 million sacrificed. Now, are you confused? Because if you're confused, let me clear something up. This whole sacrifice business is just a way to get around regulatory framework. And so what they're doing is they're calling it a sacrifice, where you're basically donating, and you can sacrifice pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of options. Look, OX, 1inch, Aave, AMP. even Axie, Infinity, BAT, Bancor, of course, Ethereum, USDT, and Bitcoin and stuff like that. So you send your money into this wallet, right? It's only a few days left. They've got this, fancy timer that gets me going every day now that I've been watching this thing. And there's a 1.75x flat volume bonus activates for the next 3 days after that. 3 days plus the hours above until the sacrifice phase is over. Wow. Right. So you're essentially, I believe what they're doing is trying to get away from regulation. So they're not doing an ICO. They're not raising money. They're not distributing for a fee. They're saying you're donating, you're sacrificing your money. And in exchange, very clever, we're going to give you 10,000 points for every dollar you spend. Current rate. 10,000 points for every dollar. 71. Okay, for every dollar 71, because it's going up 5% a day. If you look at this, it's got a scale, 19 days, run day 15 or 16. And so it goes up 5% a day. And so for now, right now, you get 10,000 points for every $1.71. Now those points will convert to the PLS token, which will be airdropped at a certain time during mainnet launch. So essentially, instead of doing an ICO, they've come up with this clever loophole, so to speak. And I don't know if they'll get away with it or not. Mr. Hart, I'm not sure. I'm sure you have some good lawyers, because you've already raised $700 million for the sacrifice of people's freedom. The PulseChain sacrifice is creating a set of people that believe speech is protected human right, and blockchains are speech sacrifice to prove you believe. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I sacrifice if I'm being so skeptical about this project? Well, it's very simple. I told you at the beginning that I like to gamble. I mean, look at this. I've got a DOT long going, almost $500,000. I'll probably make it an $800,000 long at some point. If DOT goes back down to 10 to 12 bucks in that range, I'll average in and bring this down. So hey, and I also have extreme FOMO issues. You guys know that. I've got massive FOMO issues. So 100%, I'm doing this because there is a chance, and he's marketing this thing like a bloody genius. I got to give it to Mr. Hart.
Speech is protected human right. Therefore, blockchains are very important and shouldn't be screwed with.
He's touching on all the pain points. He's touching on all the emotions and feelings. And he's showing those newbies all the cash that could be made. He's got Hex as his track record now to say, hey, if I told you about Hex, if you got into Hex, you made a lot of money, potentially, right? Look at this. 1 year to date, 2,205%. Some people made a lot of money on Hex, and if you're in Hex, great. I'm not in it, so I don't want to talk about it anymore other than that. But he's got a track record, right? And so the chance is that there is a chance that PulseChain does go to market, and he's saying it's going to market at zero. He's saying it's going to market at zero. Why is he saying that? Wow, and is that even possible? Excuse me. I had to hydrate because, look, Ivan on text says it. He goes, I have to hydrate. I'm hydrating. Hydrate. I have to have a little bit of hydration. Anyways, why is it so? Yeah. So look, it is something that could definitely go parabolic. Now, yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's going to zero, right? So he's saying it's starting at zero. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. They're going to airdrop the biggest airdrop in the world, he's claiming, on this PulseChain sacrifice. And this is a leaderboard. But once they airdrop it, he's saying that the price when airdropped is zero. Therefore, it's not a security, right? So again, they're really trying to get around any regulatory issues by saying, A, it's a donation, B, you're sacrificing it, you've read the disclaimer, and then C, this donation bonus that happens to be in token form And oh, by the way, PulseChain has a utility. We're distributing it at the time of distribution. It's going to be worth 0. So therefore, it's not a security. Now, can this come back and bite him in the ass? I think absolutely. To be honest, it can. And he must have well, now he's got $700 million to try to fight it off. Good for him. Again, PulseChain could go parabolic. It really could, just out of hype and hysteria. Now, what is PulseChain? Well, the goals of PulseChain is to increase Ethereum's value. He's basically saying, I'm forking Ethereum. Ethereum's fees will be lowered by sharing its load. Enrich ETH users. PulseChain will re-enable priced out use cases. Instead of launching empty, PulseChain brings the ETH system state in ERC. This rewards holders and founders of Ethereum-based projects. Okay, interesting. Now, basically he's saying with PulseChain, we're going to have reduced fees and it can scale better. It can do more transactions per second and per minute. And the fees are going to be nominal compared to Ether. And he's saying it's easy to use, lower PulseChain fees, serves more users. Oh, big thing, it removes pollution. So he's also grabbing the soundbite narrative that because it's proof of stake, by replacing proof of work miners with proof of stake validators, PulseChain doesn't waste any energy, making it environmentally friendly. I mean, we know that ETH is moving towards proof of stake, and we know there's a lot of other projects already working on proof of stake. So I'm not sure how unique that is, but what they are doing is they're pulling on every soundbite, every narrative that's currently sexy, and wrapped it into PulseChain. Now, I didn't put a lot of money into it. I didn't. But I did put some. And you're going to hear a lot of YouTubers talking about this. If you haven't already, I'm sure you have. I did put some because there is a chance, again, there's this chance that it does what Hex did, right? And I'm sure this is what goes through a lot of people's brains. They go, "Oh yeah, I watched Richard. He told me about Hex." Now, he was on a show that I love for any of you traders. Cryptoface.
You can drink alcohol.
By the way, Cryptoface is bloody amazing. I love this guy. He's hilarious. He's also one of the best TAs in the game this year, for sure. You can see he was longing here. He's up a few $100,000, but he does these massive, like $5 to $10 million longs and shorts. He's also the co-founder or founder of Market Cipher, a product that I use. We're not an affiliate, or I can share a link. We're not an affiliate, but it's a great product, and we have all these indicators and great tool to watch the market. But anyways, Mr. Richard Hart was on, and I gotta admit, like when Richard talks, I kind of like the guy. He's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy, and he may even be straight up and legit. I don't know. He may very well be. Cryptoface, I mean, he's from another planet. I love this guy.
Okay. So,
follow him and watch him.
Can you give us
he's a nutball, but he's friggin' awesome.
4 dummies, proof of stake.
You should go watch this video. But anyways, they were talking about this last night. Cryptoface is big on it. BitBoy Crypto's big on it. He was even on Crypto Banter talking about PulseChain. And so what I'm saying is there's a ton of hype, a lot going on, and Mr. Hart,
the invention of cryptocurrencies,
Mr. Hart here, he's a marketing genius. I will give you that, Richard. I will give you that. You have marketed it brilliantly. And for that reason, I sacrificed a couple $1,000 just to see, just in case it's a 5,000x, right? Or a 1,000x, or hell, even 100x or 2x. And if I lose it, that's okay, because I won't lose my house, I won't lose my car, I can still feed my family, etc. Right? Because this is not investment advice, and anything you're going to gamble, because it's all a gamble, just some more educated decisions, right? Educated meaning spot trade or spot, invest in spot assets, hold them for longer terms, believe in the projects you're investing in. That's the smart stuff. Perpetual futures, options, that's the dangerous stuff. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm not encouraging it by any stretch of the imagination. And if you do want to get into this, I encourage low leverage, especially when you're starting. And tell us, is this something that interests you? Because we do want to get a couple TAs on the show. We want to talk more about trading on the day-to-day. We want to look at the markets more in depth. And if it's interesting to you, we can also show the plays that we're making and maybe do some lives when we're making longs or shorts. I mean, this isn't anything to be excited about on my play right now. I'm down 15,000 currently on this dot long. Now, a good friend of mine always says to me, it's time in market, Marv. It's time in market. You must have patience. If you believe dot is going to go up over time, then you can stick to it. And this P&L currently is irrelevant. As long, of course, as your liquidity or your liquidation is in the safe zone, which currently is. I'm going to actually bring it down. I'll probably try to bring it down to $3 because I don't see dot hitting $3 again, at least for a while. So knock on wood, right? Knock on wood. Anyways, back to PulseChain. These guys have a couple days left where you can sacrifice your hard-earned money in exchange for points, in exchange for the freedom of speech towards the freedom of the blockchain. Then PulseChain is for you. And you can sacrifice. And listen, I'm actually excited. I'm excited in the sense that I put a couple $1,000 in, and now I get to sit back and see if Mr. Richard Hart can actually do anything with PulseChain. And if he does, brilliant. Maybe we can get him on the show. And then I'm happy. And if it doesn't, well, I won't be surprised. If PulseChain, if in a couple of months' time I'm reading front page news that Mr. Richard Hart is being indicted by the SEC for securities fraud or whatever for the way that they're doing this, I won't be surprised either. But listen, I'm at an arm's length. This is cool. This is the pulselee.xyz. Now, pulselee.xyz is interesting. You can see, I think this is only on the Ethereum chain, so there's actually more that's been donated from what I'm told. Close to $700 million has gone to Mr. Richard Hart's wallets. I mean, look, this guy's raised $700 million, and he's got some bloody wallets here, which is also like, if you're such a sophisticated project, I'm not so sure just having your wallet address on your website is the safest move for people to send millions and millions of dollars. Now, back to the leaderboard. The leaderboard has the top 100, I believe. And if you look, I mean, some people are very bullish on Pulse. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just putting out the facts that there is some sketchiness around this project, but I'm still backing it. Just because I don't want everyone else to win and me lose. So 29 million is in first place, 19 million second place, 19 million third place, 15 million fourth, 10 million fifth. If you go to the bottom at 100, oh, that's interesting. Sorry. You go to the bottom at 100. 100th place is almost $800,000 in PulseChain sacrifice. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting. This is interesting. You can see the performance has come down quite a bit the last few days. Obviously, you were getting a better bonus early on. Do you like PulseChain and cool dev tools? Oh yeah, I like PulseChain. And this is cool because look at this. Now they're showing you Hex, right? Because Hex is their case study. Anyways, long story short, guys, this hopefully helps you with PulseChain. If you are interested, you want to do it, you can go to pulsechain.com or at least read about it. Not suggesting you do it. Please don't come back to me and say, hey, I invested in PulseChain, you idiot. because every dollar you sacrifice, you just might as well consider it to be a dollar gone. Now, there is the possibility that every dollar might be worth $1,000. That's possible. But anyways, it's PulseChain.com. You can learn more about it there. They've got a bunch of testimonials. Of course, almost every YouTuber is talking about it, so we had to talk about it. But I thought it was interesting because I also wanted to, and then you go, if you want to sacrifice, there's a page that you go to right through their homepage, and then gives you a wallet. Make sure that you're doing it from a ERC20 wallet, not an exchange. And also don't send it to the contract addresses. Send it to the address provided. And yeah, but there was nothing online explaining much of this. So, you know, there's a lot on PulseChain, but there's not really anyone dumbing it down for the average guy. So I dig into it the last couple days to figure out what the hell it really was. So Mr. Richard Hart, my friend, I wish you luck in the launch of PulseChain, right?
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Richard Hart here. Twitter.com/Richard Hartwin.
That's
Crypto
funny.
Face, a man who probably is called Crypto Face because he doesn't show his face.
oh, this is 11 hours ago.
Different.
This is last night.
So it looks like I'm interviewing anonymous.
I wear a mask because I thought.
Richard Hart, you're hilarious. Anyways, Richard Hart, everybody. So, you know, good luck to him and good luck to PulseChain. I am excited. A lot of guys that I really respect are talking about it and have invested in it. So, hey, all the power to us. It is the beautiful part of crypto, this crypto world we live in. And I'll be honest with you, I've made some of the most money on crazy projects like this, getting in early on. So not investment advice. Guys, by the way, have any of you noticed that I'm back? Have any of you noticed that I'm back? Because I'm back, baby. This is Marv. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, do us a huge favor and smash that like button for me, please. Subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell. Come chat with us on Telegram. I'd love to talk to you. Meet us there. And yeah, guys, listen, I'm back. We're going to be talking a lot more about altcoins. This video, I wanted to dive deeper into some of the other alts because there's been hysteria around gaming and NFTs. I don't know if you saw Flow today. I think it was up 50%. Okay, down, not down, but it's up about 30% right now. I mean, this thing is flying. Of course, Axis Infinities, AXS. I mean, look, $42. This thing flew like a crazy monkey going through trees, up, and then it's coming down. I've shorted it twice and made a bit of money. Where'd my music go? Guys, so I'm going to do a bunch of videos on gaming, NFTs. There's a bunch of other projects that I want to look into with you guys. We talked, if you haven't watched our latest interviews, we're doing Cryptowise chats. Tell us what you think about it. Also, where the hell are all the comments? We used to have tons and tons of comments, so make sure to send some feedback, shoot a comment, smash the like button. And the interviews, if you like them, let us know because we're going to keep getting CEOs of bigger and bigger projects. Look, Milt's done a phenomenal job, man. Sora, PokeSwap. We just did Travela.com, right? We had the CMO of Travela, Mr. Ben Rogers. Check that one out. We've got Kylan. Dylan was here. Or Dylan. Sorry, Dylan. Anyways, we've got a lot to talk about. Lots of videos coming. Thank you for supporting the channel. As always, we love you. This is Marvin saying I'm over and out.